Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys how to make my jambalaya recipe. That way it's not a secret and you guys can make it too. So first thing, we're going to chop about 2 pounds of onions. I'd normally do an entire head of garlic, but realized I didn't have an entire head, so this is about 2/3 of a head of garlic. 2 pounds of smoked sausage. Alright, sausage into a big ass pot on high. If you got someone helping you, you can stop doing prep, or you can continue doing prep while they start this. But if you're doing this by yourself, you're going to need to have your chicken done as well before you put anything in the pan, because you cannot stop stirring this. You want it to go on high to get some char and to release all that grease, but you do not want it burning and sticking to the bottom of the pan. So high. You're gonna cut up, this is 2.5 pounds of chicken thighs. You're not gonna put these into the pot until that sausage is good and browned and it's released quite a bit of grease. All right, that's about how you want the sausage looking. All the grease released, good and browned. We're gonna put our chicken over here. And got my assistant hold the thing while I push it off. There you go, thank you. All right.
There we go. Okay.
Yep. And then this chicken, you're going to go until you start to see the meat fibers start to shred. You don't want to let it shred, but when it starts to, that's when you know you're at the point where it's good and done and where it needs to be. So I'll let that go for a bit. Also, Jenna's hand's hurting pretty good. It gets hot. Get you a big-ass long spoon for this. We lost our big-ass long spoon. All right, they got the chicken and sausage is still going right now. Gonna cut up here. This is some more smoked sausage. This is like extremely spicy. It's I forget the name of the brand. It's in the trash now. Conchu or whatever, hot and spicy sausage. Really hot. I like it. When I first started making this, I used Louisiana Tasso. It's like a really, really hot ham, and I would cube that up. So for this step, either really hot smoked sausage, or if you can find a really spicy ham, you can cube up either one, about 1 pound. All right, and while that's cooking, go ahead and throw some spices together. This is thyme, basil, white pepper, black pepper, and crushed red pepper. I do about 1/2 tablespoon of each, but go a little heavy on the thyme and the basil, so say like 3/4 of a tablespoon. All right, you can see in there some of that chicken starting to break up and the fibers are starting to come apart. You don't want to cook it much past that on high, but that's where you want it, so you're going to turn down to medium. You hold that, babe. There you go. And you go in with your garlic and your onions. Throw it in there. Mix all that in, and we'll let that cook until those onions really soften up. So, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, just however long it takes to get those good and transparent. All the measurements you can be kind of wishy-washy about. If you want more sausage, more chicken, less of one, less of the other, spices, whatever. None of that matters. You ain't gonna be too picky about too much of it. The one thing you gotta be picky about is your ratio of rice to stock. So I do, of dry rice, I do 1.25 pounds of rice and 1/3 of a gallon of stock. But if that ratio is off, you're gonna have either soupy jambalaya or tough rice, one of the two. All right, that's about how you want it, where most of your onions are kind of clear and sweaty. Go ahead and throw your hot sausage in now. Try and do this one-handed. We'll put it there. You know what? I'm gonna set you down for a second. So there you go, your hot uncooked sausage in. I'll throw your spices in as well. And then mix that all up real good. And once this is all good and mixed up, let it turn on low. Let that go probably about 10 minutes, let everything meld together pretty good. go ahead and get you some parsley ready. You're gonna need that towards the end of the cook, but just a good amount, tablespoon or two. All right, that's been on low for about 10 minutes. We're gonna add in our stock. I have another cup I got to pour in here, but you get the gist. You add your stock, put it on high, and bring it up to a boil. All right, we're up to a boil. This is where you really got to start paying attention to your times. So, got my rice right here. I'm gonna go in with that, and we're gonna turn the heat down to about medium on my stove, and we're gonna set it for 5 minutes. You got to keep this time. I'm gonna stir that in real quick. You can see we're still boiling. It's on lower heat, but it comes back up to a boil pretty easy on mine. This is all that parsley from earlier. Just gonna fold that in. We're gonna give it a really good stir, and then once we're stirred it and it's still boiling, we're gonna turn it down to whatever heat on your stove is gonna make it simmer. And which on me is about a 2. 2 will keep it simmer. And then we're gonna put a lid on it. That lid is going to stay on there, and we're not going to touch that lid for 25 minutes. If you touch that lid, you're going to lose all that trapped moisture, and your rice ain't going to cook all the way, and you'll have hard rice, and you're going to be beating yourself up. It's going to be fine. You ain't got to check on it. 25 minutes. I mean it. Don't check on it. All right, timer just went off. There we go. Ooh, hot. That's how it's going to look. So there's a little juice in there. I'll turn it off. Fluff it up. Set you down for a sec. And that's what you got right there. That's your jambalaya. There you are, guys. That's it.